What's up, everyone? This is a quick CRO audit and product page redesign for Little Helper to increase their conversions and average order value. So you can see a visual comparison between their current page and my redesign. It looks a lot more lively on the right here, but it's not just based on aesthetics. It's based on CRO principles that we've tested with 40 plus brands we worked with, and it generated them 6 and 7 figures in new additional recurring revenue. So let's take a look at their current page and dissect it. The biggest mistake here is the urgent item, which is in red here. It's that they have so much dead space. They have it over here. They have a bunch of dead space here as well. Where you're like literally wasting 50% of your page on just things that don't really impact conversions, that don't lead people to make a purchasing decision. You're just adding cognitive friction, where really what you really care about here is, the images. Like, 'cause that's the only thing that's useful to you, that's gonna motivate you to buy the product, is the images, and all the rest here is just clutter. So this logo being here and not being in the nav bar is just being, a huge PNG right on the page, and then having these really large breadcrumbs that again have weird spacing and they're too long, so the content gets pushed down, and you get the product image, and then you get these thumbnails, which again it's like in 3 rows, so they hide the relevant info. And even with the product imagery, which this is a great image, you want to have lifestyle images if you're selling, especially things for children, because it's quite an emotional purchase, because parents want to, people who buy these products are the parents, and so they want to have and see kids having fun. But you can also really utilize the product imagery and put in creatives, just optimize the product image gallery by making creatives that motivate people and educate them on the product and know the benefits. So here's the redesign. As you can see, visually it's a lot brighter, which I think it gives it more of a premium look, a little bit more playful, because as you can see, it's like a gray, and then the blue is kind of cool, but then it's just like grays and whites really. And what I did instead is just really highlighted the blue. But then for the actual CRO optimizations, first I added in a announcement bar where they're having a 20th anniversary sale, so their items are up to 60% off. This is just really highlight the current offer so people can shop around and note that they can save up to 60%. Then I added in the logo of their brand in the navigation menu. I just put it in the middle, whereas they had this the language selector, which you want to have in your hamburger menu. You don't want to have it right in the middle of the nav bar, and then I scaled down these breadcrumbs, and so just compare this section, how big is it with this entire thing. It's like 3 times as smaller, so you can have more important info like visible on the fold. And now for the images, super simple example here is just you can take an image and pick like 3 testimonials that are emotionally driven, and each highlights a different objection, and destroys that objection in the testimonial, and just thrown up here along with like an image of the kid. And so because people are not going to see all of your reviews, they're not going to see the ones you want them to see, and because they don't read through all of the text you have on your website, but they almost always go through the product images. So just you can play the cards to your favor and highlight the things that you want your customers to see in the image gallery. Then also I did a smaller UX optimization, just added arrows so you can clearly know that there's how you scroll through the content and reduce confusion, because people do need that. You need to hold their hands sometimes. And also for the thumbnails, just made them smaller. Just have them on one line. Once you flip through the images, the thumbnails shift. And so it's that simple. No need to have like 3 different rows of them, because you hide the content that drives people to actually buy the product. Then the 5th change is product variants. So they have a bunch of different colors. They have options with like a chalkboard. And so instead of people having to go through, they're on the product page, then they go back to the collections page. If they want to see another variant, then they go back to the product page, and then they're doing this ping pong where you can just reduce this friction and just do it right in the product page by just adding variant thumbnails. So we just click on whichever one you want, and it's going to show you the variants. So if you're comparing the different options, you just want to make it really easy for your customers to do that. And then for the call to action, it's higher on the page. Then it's more contrasting because it's a bolder color, it pops better. Then I add in the pricing in the add to cart button, because I want to simplify the choice for the customers as much as possible. Then you want to add Shopify secure checkout and these payment icons, because they signal security and just build trust, because these are recognizable payment providers, recognizable names. And then I like to add the top 3 benefits or unique selling propositions of the product. So instead of just going through a bunch of content, a bunch of descriptions, you get really quickly, you just take a look at these bullet points and you know what the product is about. So again, just compare the current page to the redesign. I think this would really print. If you want me to work on your website to increase conversions, either through landing pages, product page builds, or an entire store, book a free one-on-one call with me in the description below. I will audit your store and point out 5 to 8 things you could improve right now to increase conversions, average order value, and scale your brand without spending an extra $1 on ads. Thank you for watching.